Hello everyone, how we doing this evening? Thank you for joining us again. Last week's mistake. We are running the GT3s, finishing up our time here in Brazil at Interlagos. Tonight we got a little bit different setup than we normally do on the GT3s, and we'll get to that in just a moment. But yeah, we got round 9 wrapping up. I think we have 2 more race weeks, maybe 3 more after this. Maybe 11 or 12 rounds total. So we're coming to the end of the season, yeah, we got good mix of people on track at the moment. Valerie is actually on track. Maybe she will finally join us for a race this evening. We got a spread of 12 drivers at the moment, so it should be good on this somewhat short track. Love Interlagos. It's got such a great flow to it. So everybody's just wrapping up practice at the moment. I think we got about 10 minutes left on that. We're going to have 10 minutes of qualifying, and like I was saying, we're having a little bit different go this evening, so let's check that out. So we have the regular 40 minutes this evening, but then we have 17 incident points this evening instead of the normal 10 that we usually have, and damage is on as a result of that. So pay attention, folks. This is going to get a little bit messier, I think, on the skinnier infield, so we'll see what happens. But the big change that we're going to be looking at is the 28% fuel limit that we have. So that might necessitate 3 fuel stops depending on how hard people are burning, and how easy they are on the throttle and how much slipstream they get around this track. So, so we just see Valerie have a little spin back there. So we're expecting maybe at minimum 2 to 3 pit stops here. We got track temperature at 91 at the moment, air temperature at 81. So not scorching out there, but definitely starting to heat up at this point. We have some fun here at Interlagos. Let's oh, excuse me. It looks like the timing tower is. What is going on with the timing tower? I don't know, folks. It's doing that weird thing it was doing once upon a time and stacking everybody up on each other. I don't know why it does that. We just have Valerie on the timing for you. See if we can't make that happen up top. So we have Eric Foss, who's gone fastest in practice thus far with a 1:33.58. So we're just going to hang out and take it easy and enjoy our last couple minutes of practice here with the boys and the lady, of course. Ken Kruger puts in a good lap there of a 34.68. Goes 4th fastest in practice here. that's right. That doesn't work. Try to check out what kind of cars we're running this evening. It looks like we might have another swamp of AMGs. Let's see. If I can't get it on your end, I sure should be able to get it on my end over here. And of course, Kent there, excuse me, it looks just like a mini AMG. It caught me out, but that is right. Kent is running that BMW Z4 this evening. Which he seemed to have some success with in his time trials he was talking about earlier this week. Of course, we have Steven Martinez always in his Ferrari. Eric Culligan is riding in the Ford as always. Bjorn in the Audi that he likes. Here's Valerie back out on track. I don't know if Valerie's in another league or something like that, but she ends up usually dipping out just before we go to qualifying. Well, we're under 4 minutes now. Hopefully she hangs out, but I've never seen her on track in a points setting. Up top there's Eric Foss. I don't know what it says. 133.69 here, but on my screen it says 133.58, which are very different times. There's no rounding up or down with that one between the two screens. A little bit flexed. Aaron Corey is third fastest in practice here. Just 10th behind Corey. Not much between them. I think Eric's going to have time for one more lap. Let's go on board with him for a little bit. Breaks right after that 50 mark, right in between that 50 mark and the wall, taking up the entire track as he should. He's really not overdoing it on the throttle. It's nice and gentle. The acceleration is gradual as it should be. Looks like right at that little concrete patch on the right side of the road there is his braking marker. Gets a nice turn in, nice and tight. Accelerates away, comes back for a second apex on it, gets over to the right curb, comes back to the racing line. Just downshifts, I think, and lets off. Not really much of a break there. Gets a nice exit, able to get down to that next left-hander very quickly. Doesn't dive in late on those turns at all. Those spots are the ones to lose it on, usually, if we see people lose it. Or right here, the final junction. It is very difficult to get right. Oh, as he uses every little bit of that AstroTurf on the right side. And makes that as short a line as possible, and then continues his acceleration to the outside. Back in for a pit entry. Quite see when he started to break there. So we got 30 seconds left in practice. We're about to jump right over into a qualifying session. And that's just enough time to watch Ty Johnson bin it one more time. He's like, oh wait, never mind. Can I bin it again? Is there time? No, there's no time. We're done with qualifying. Doing practice, and we're off. All right, so we're waiting for somebody to get out on track. You see Steven Martinez leaving the pit lane there. He's first out of the blocks. Then we have Bjorn Benches and the Zebra Machine. Adam Baltudis makes his way out. There's Carlos Lopez as well. Speaking of which, I'm sorry, Bjorn, and Corey, I appreciate everybody for sending me those two guys, for sending me their pictures. I have not gotten around to it. I just gotten home from a couple nights camping out and working on my car at my shop. It's been brutal. I have to drive my stupid truck around. And as Steven Liston heads out. Come on, Valerie. You were just out on track. Come on, Valerie. Here's Corey Mitchell, who heads out as well. He was, I think, second fastest, third fastest maybe. Here comes Steven Martinez. He's going to cross the line first. And here's Eric exiting the pits. Valerie's the last one who hasn't come out. It's unfortunate. I like this look. I love this. It's like an old Can-Am livery he's got going on this evening. Pretty rad. I like this. There's Carlos Lopez. Feeling it. Pushing his car around the track. seems to be doing all right himself. Oh, that's not what we want to see. We want to see those best times. We got Carlos Lopez going fastest with a 135 flat so far. Adam Altudes is about 3/10 back. Then we have Steven Martinez and Bjorn Benches comes in fourth fastest at the moment. Corey comes across the line for the fastest. He gets into the 134s. Ken Kruger jumps into fourth at the moment. Steven Liston slots into fifth. Eric Foss is, I guess that was his hot lap. Sorry about that. Maybe he had a little incident or something. Ty Johnson is third fastest. So it looks like the final corner for Aaron. He's going to be headed down the pit straight in just a moment. He was pretty fast with Corey last week. Oh, Adam Baltutis jumps ahead of Ty there to go third fastest. He's in the 34s. Aaron's in the 35.5s. It's good enough for fourth place. Ken Kruger's now down to sixth. Eric Kulliga is good enough for seventh on that first hot lap. Oh, as Eric Kulliga has a little off. Sorry, Ken Kruger moves up to fifth, but is immediately relegated down by Steven Liston. There's not much between them. It's only 2 100s back. It's really 8. What is it? Sorry, I can't count. Oh. And there's Steven Liston turning it for the moment. Here's Eric Foss, still unable to put in a clean lap, it appears. Otherwise, we would surely see him at the top of the standings. He's got one more chance to put one in here, unless he's trying to show up Corey for the back to front challenge. Oh, as Ty Johnson and Steven Liston have some more issues back there. See if Bjorn Benches can push his way up the standings a little bit. Adam Baltutis goes second fastest. Bjorn is coming into the pits. Bjorn Benches fastest with a 34.23. Ken Kruger making that last straight as short as possible for himself with good measure. He gets himself in this on the front row with Corey. For the time being, we still got a couple guys to go. A lot of people have already left track after that last final lap, like Eric Kulliga here. He's still running. Eric Foss finally puts in a good lap and is on the front row with Corey. Ken is relegated down to third. Ty Johnson has another off-track issue, so he's probably going to stay where he is or get relegated by Eric if he can put something together here. Valerie did end up coming out with us, and Bjorn Benches is stuck to 11th place after Eric puts himself on the board. get for trying to have the Audis. Here's Eric rounding the corner for, I believe, the final time. Eric just moves up, I think, one position there. Ty Johnson still going around the track. I thought I saw him have an issue just a moment ago, so I don't know if this is a true hot lap or just a practice for him. He's going around nonetheless. And we have 1 minute left. Less than a minute left here. As he gets real wide in that AstroTurf, it's feels real squirrely. It's hard to slow down. So laid on the throttle, unfortunately, because of it. And wider line. And practicing his pit entry while he has time, and that's all the time that we have for you. So let's take a look at that grid. We got Corey Mitchell and Eric Voss expected on the front row. Then we have Kent Kruger and Adam Baltudis on row 2, followed by Carlos Lopez Jr., Ty Johnson, Eric Kulliga, Aaron Corey. He was pretty quick last week. He was tussling with Corey up towards the front, and Tony had, I think, a little incident or something. He spun. And we have Steven Martinez next to him wrapping up the top 10. Then we have Bjorn Benches is in 11th place, and that's all the drivers today. Why did that say GT3 at Montreal? God bless. We are at Interlagos this evening. As you can see, no water here. Just waiting for Kent Kruger and Corey Mitchell to grid up for us. Man, I love that Eric's paint he's got over there. I was watching actually this Can-Am race from, like, I don't know, whenever Can-Am was, like, back in the day. It was badass. This guy like stopped for a pit stop. He like was leaking oil or something like that. His race team sent back out, but the race stewards were like, no, you can't even make it out. And so, like, at the end of the pit lane, he was black flagged and told to go back to his pit lane, and he was out because he was leaking oil and crap. And he, like, it was awesome. He slammed it in reverse and backed up down the pit lane like 80 miles an hour and just, like, parked it on the grass, like, right next to the pit lane on the infield where the, you know, all the race control is, like, where they wave the flags and everything. It was so awesome. He just went over there and bitched out the race stewards. Backing down the pit lane. It's badass there. So here we are cruising around the infield section. This guy's heating up these tires and these big old brakes. So they're in their operating temperatures, more or less, as much as they can do anyways on this little bit. Corey disappearing into the pace car, you can see there. He is one to probably find out that the hard way, though. Many people have touched the pace car. are almost ready to go racing. This pace car is going to move over to the left. We'll wait for Eric Foss to take us around. Oh, it almost looked like Corey Mitchell got a jump there. Maybe the green flag went and Eric was not ready for it as Adam Baltunis and Corey Mitchell are going for it here. I think it caught a lot of people out. Ty Johnson is making up a place. Eric is back up to second place at least. Aaron Corey's fighting Eric Milligan. Looks like he got by him in that scrap. And so does Steven Martinez for good measure. Great racing going on back here. Looks like Stephen Liston goes a little bit wide. Now he's got Aaron Corey right next to him. Almost a little nudge there, it looked like. As they throw it around here, and he gets the cutback on him, and I think Aaron might be through after this next right-hander. He is. Very difficult with all the braking. With these cold tires, everybody's really fighting for it. It's a good scrap. Back up towards the top. After Corey got that jump on Eric, it just completely flew away. Eric is now right on his bumper in that infield section. He's going to have a go at it down the straight. A little further back, Ken Kruger is going to do the same thing on Ty Johnson from Ford. Going over to the racing line. Corey's protecting that inside. He brakes a good bit early from his usual braking zone there, knowing that Corey's going to have it and want to sacrifice too much of his line. And Stephen Liston goes pouring down the standings after an incident back there. And Ken Kruger did get by Ty Johnson in that on that last straight. Bjorn Benches has also crashed in the back. Corey Mitchell was able to stay ahead down into this that turn. Oh, sorry, I'm looking at all this excitement popping up on my screen. We're going to check it out in just a moment. Oh, as Carlos Lopez goes by Aaron Corey, who's fallen down the standings after that little turn. Damage is on this evening too. Not like the last or the regular nights we've been running. Stephen Liston, after his accident, is now put him right behind Bjorn Benches for last place. And oh God. Oh, and there he goes. Take a look at that. Yep. That's what Bjorn gets for that camouflage car. Back up top, here's Adam Baltunis. He's caught up to these guys after. Ooh, and Aaron just squeaks it down the inside on Eric Kulliga there. That race for the lead. That's not what I wanted. That's what I wanted. A little bit further back, Eric's trying to take over that inside. Back from Corey. Let's go back to see what happened to Steven on a couple laps ago. Lap or two ago, coming into turn one, which is a great place to lose it. He just turns it around. Everybody goes by. Oh, never mind. Sorry about all the whooshing noises. Still, I have figured out how to turn it off, but it's not listening to me. As we're 5 minutes in already, we've had a lot of excitement. The race for the lead is still under a second between all of them. So there comes across well to stay in that slipstream. See if Corey's going to go for the inside again. That's not going to bother Eric at all. Also, you know, because of the pit strategy, some guys are probably going for a two-stop strategy and hanging out in his slipstream might not be the worst thing. And here's Aaron Corey finding the inside line on Steven Martinez there. Awesome move. Eric Gulliger just behind them. Eric Foss breathing on the brakes through the horseshoe. Amazing racing. These guys are about 0.6 seconds between the top three here. That's also bringing Ken Kruger into play. He's moved himself up to. I think he just had a ragged start. I think he started third. Now he finds himself in fourth. Ty Johnson behind him, moved up a little bit, and Carlos Lopez, I think, lost that place to him. We have Aaron Corey, who just watched get past Steven Martinez, and Eric Culligan just before that. Steven Liston had an accident early on, and Bjorn hit him. And then he hit Bjorn. It's been a lot of fun. As Eric Foss all over him around the sun curve there. Oh! I think this might be a decent passing opportunity. I know he is breathing off his throttle on purpose. I think he's going for that two-stop strategy. He wants to stay back there. I don't know if he did a bad start. I actually can't remember who was on pole. Was it Corey or was it Eric? Still amazingly about 0.2 or 0.7 seconds between these top three. Adam Balduda's really saving some fuel. How his tires are doing, how hot the brakes are. Whoa! The top six cars staying up with each other. The real gap over a second is between Ty Johnson and Ken Kruger here, which you can easily tell where that is. Everybody else is keeping nice and tight. Here's Eric Culligan getting a nice toe on Steven Martinez. Start coming in for pit stops. I'm thinking it'll be in the next 5 minutes or so. Only 28% limit on the fuel tank, so we shall see what that gets them. Everybody's ready to be a little throttle. Eric makes a move down the inside on Steven Martinez. It's good enough for 8th position. Top 4 under 2 seconds. Skin Kruger keeping it right around a second to Adam Baltudis ahead. And that's definitely in slipstream territory. Hasn't been taking that inside line quite as hard recently. I don't think he knows that Eric just wants to get that slipstream. Oh, there he goes to the inside, make sure he blocks him. It's just a safety measure, but at this point, it's pretty clear Eric's not really pushing the issue. Definitely get a second or two on Corey in the pit stops. Final pit stop, whether that's pit stop 2 or 3. We get a couple seconds in every pit stop. Or actually, I know what we're talking about. No, with that, but not unless the third is really mandatory. He's probably just going to get an extra lap, maybe. He has to come in for fuel. There's about a half a second between these three. Really keeping it nice and tight here. Second behind. Here's Carlos Lopez going on the inside of Ty Johnson. Here's Eric Kulliger after he got past Steven Martinez. Has a little off track. Tries to keep it. Goes onto the little escape road and gets passed by Steven Martinez. Again, he's got to do all that work over. And Baltudis has dropped off slightly. Now he's got Kent Kruger right behind him. Less than half a second. Behind them it's Carlos Lopez now and Ty Johnson. Back down to 6th place. And Corey's doing pretty well. Made a couple nice moves on Steven and Eric. He's pulled off a little ways now. He's feeling this race pace. And Bjorn rounds us out. Eric's falling off a little bit. I wonder if he's regretting letting Corey have it for so long. It's still part of the plan. There's Ken Kruger going to the inside on Adam. I think you just have to concede the position at that point. You don't block it off. Perhaps that's why Corey was doing it. gotta have a lot of faith in your fellow drivers to go door to door around those S's. Gravity is just working against you the whole time, and really scrubbing those tires off. Feeling this pace now. He's driving second behind Ty Johnson. Gonna have him in his clutches soon. Carlos is coming in the pit lane. Excuse me. Look at that. Just want to get him in there. We also have Ty Johnson coming in there. So I know for a fact Aaron Corey's definitely going to get past him. Let's see who goes out for another lap. Foss has dropped off a little bit. There's Ken Kruger making it less than a second and a half now to those guys after he had to pass Adam. And Aaron Corey's made his way now by default up to 5th place temporarily. He's got put in some good laps at the moment, or one lap, because I expect everybody else to probably come in this next following lap with a very limited pit window. See if I can't. Nope, I don't want that. I just want that pit time. As we see, Steven Liston already probably came in for some repairs earlier, and we have Ty Johnson with 12.8. Carlos Lopez gets back out ahead of him still with a 13.3. Lost half a second there, but I guess that wasn't enough to make any difference. We have Corey Mitchell, Ken Kruger, and Adam Baltudis coming in. Eric Foss is, as we saw, was very conservative with his fuel. Is his car dying? Really? Is he going to run out of fuel? You see Corey Mitchell, I think our pole sitter. I'm not sure. I don't even know who our pole sitter was this race. He gets out. Ken Kruger gets out ahead of Adam Baltudis. There's Carlos Lopez Jr. and Ty Johnson pushing it around. Getting ahead of Adam Baltudis. He's really gotten sort of shafted after a 14.5 second stop. He stopped for a good minute. Bjorn comes in the morning. See, Eric Foss is going to come in just a second. So as you have it, it's Corey Mitchell. Ken Kruger's now in technically sort of second place. So Eric's still to pit. Carlos Lopez he got ahead of, or sorry, he's been ahead of. And Ty Johnson, but Adam Baltudis has pushed all the way back down there. Aaron Corey still catching these guys, even though he had a bit of a longer pit stop. Let's watch Eric Foss as he comes in. Adam staying right with, Ty Johnson, who almost loses on the exit there. You see Corey Mitchell going off there. 14.4 second stop for Eric. He's losing tons of places. That last lap was not good for him. He's all the way down to 4th at the moment. And as a result of that, he's about 5.5 seconds behind Corey. Not the pit stop he needed. Here's Carlos Lopez Jr. right on the back of Kent Kruger. Across around the horseshoe here. Corey Mitchell now is a 3.5 second lead at the top. I don't know what was going on with Eric. Maybe he should have stopped the lap previously and he was just running out of fuel. He somehow managed to lose a whole bunch of time. Carlos Lopez not able to stay with Kent. As a result, Eric Foss is smelling a position. Maybe not this straight, but possibly the one after. He might have a go. And there's Aaron Corey as well. Not too far away from Ty Johnson ahead of him. Eric Foss is going to make pretty quick work of these guys and start making his way back up to Corey that you can just see in the distance at the end of the straight. He's already in the braking zone. Oh, and he's not able to do it. And Aaron Corey's making this move on Ty Johnson down the inside. He's got it done now for 6th position. He's not quite free from him yet. Still moving all over the track. In and out of braking zones. The inside section too. Hopefully it doesn't come to too much drama. Carlos Lopez still able to hold off Eric for the moment. We just had our pit stop, so it's going to be tight on fuel for the rest of the race. Most people got out of there. 19 minutes on the clock or so. Lap 15, we're just starting here. Eric's still really not able to stay very close to Carlos. Conservative. I think the strategies, 2-stop strategy is probably going to work out for everybody out there. As Carlos goes wide, he's going to lose that position to Eric here. Next car up the road is Kent Kruger. That position didn't cost Eric really any time. He didn't have to take a different racing line. It just made it pretty easy for him. So he's able to stay under a second behind Kent Kruger in 2nd place. And again, Corey is still 3.3 down the road. All being said, Eric's made up a second on him since he was exiting the pits. Oh, Bjorn has another issue towards the back. Here I'm adding insult to injury. Oh, I'm so sorry, Bjorn. Ty Johnson for the moment. Adam Baltutis, you can see, drops back to 5th. He's still back there, not able to stay up with these guys when he was right in that train with Kent Kruger and Eric Foss and Corey Mitchell for so long. So we're under 15 minutes left in the race. Kent Kruger and Eric are catching up to Corey. He's now just 2.5 seconds down the road in front of Kent. Lap 17 begins with 14 minutes to go. Kent Kruger did set up the fuel limits for this one-off this evening, so if anything goes wrong, we can just blame him. I'm sure he's going to win. Somehow smart them all up. Let's see Eric makes a move. Not here. He doesn't decide to. Here's Eric Kulliga coming down the turn inside of turn 1, and there's that's what I'm talking about, is trusting your fellow driver to make that happen. Eric Foss sees his opportunity here though. Cut back over to the inside of the track and take the racing line. He's got that one done. He's back to 2nd place, and they're about 3 seconds behind Corey Mitchell at the moment. Let's see if he can get on the skin pedal and soak up some of those seconds. There, and Corey still not able to pull away from Steven Martinez yet. Also, anybody see that Emma was back? Kinda back. A lot of, like, this 240, I don't know, 240 laps or 240 miles, but yeah, it was kind of cool. They left 5,000 fans and very socially distanced. Sad though at the same time because it's a pretty light grid too. As many teams as normal. A lot of people are revamping or having some financial trouble or whatever, but there's Daytona. So y'all know what that means, right? I want to get that game so badly. I might have to get that game. So we're still right along with these guys. So they are battling it out for 6th position. We got 10, 11 runners at the moment. Eric Foss is able to pull off a little bit of a gap with Kent Kruger. But somehow Corey they were going faster when Kent Kruger was in the lead. Now the gap to Corey is 3.6 up the road. Ty Johnson getting past Aaron Corey. I'm not exactly sure what happened there, but he did it with ease and time to spare. He's already got a second on him. Exactly what happened there. I think he He's just got a great exit, and great slipstream, and Aaron was on the wrong part of the track for. He was already beat and still on the inside, and lost even more time on the turn in for turn one. Back up here, it's almost 4 seconds to Corey Mitchell. And Ken Kruger's keeping it under a second behind. Corey has an off track. Is anything worthy? It is. It's gonna definitely lose that battle with Ty Johnson, but he's still got about 7 seconds on Steven Martinez behind. Here's your race leader, Corey Mitchell. Under 10 minutes, we're gonna see what happens with these fuel levels. Some of these guys may have to pit a second time. There's some throttle management out there. Eric Foss definitely isn't. He's able to get one more lap out of his car. Still claw his way back to second place. Corey's really pushing it out top. He's able to keep that 4-second gap out there. It'd be a shame if he were to run out of fuel right about there. Just like how Lewis Hamilton won his first championship. Timo Glock on the very last lap after Massa had already crossed the line, and right before that junction turn, Timo was having like major problems and just limping the slow car. I think he was on the wrong tires because he got a freak shower because it's Brazil and that always happens. And Lewis was just like beating Timo by like multiple seconds per lap, and he just passed him before that turn, made up the position. And that was on the last lap, the winning one, gave him his first championship with McLaren. As we see, excuse me, I'm not paying attention. We got a couple guys coming in the pit lane. We got Carlos Lopez was in there. I think Steven Liston came in one more time. Carlos Lopez Jr. comes out for 8.1 seconds and spits him out back on track. I don't know if these guys are going to come in for a second one. They might. Let's keep an eye, see if anybody else comes into the pit lane on that little menu on the left. Mitchell passing pit lane entrance. Eric Voss certainly won't. I think Steven Martinez, or sorry, Carlos. We see Ty Johnson come in right now. Corey passes up the opportunity, as does Carlos, who just pit a moment ago. Steven Martinez still has, here's Aaron Corey moving up to 5th place at the moment. Ty Johnson still in there, 78 seconds on the money. He's out of his pit stall. Having obviously started towards the front of this race. Ty Johnson finds himself in 9th as he exits. Steven Martinez still not able to shake Eric as he tries to get back by him. For the end of this race, we got under 5 minutes to go. Scored rounds the final turn. You see him coming into the pit lane. I wonder if Eric's going to elect to come in with him or go the extra mile. Corey's coming in. Eric's staying out. Kent's staying out. Adam is coming in. Right on the mark. He only stops for 4.9 seconds. He's back out on track. That should probably be all that he requires, though. Steven Martinez comes in. Eric Kulliger comes in. Adam Baltudis taking on fresh tires, it looked like, up on the jacks there. He was stationary for 16 seconds. Hopefully he got some fuel with that. Here's Steven Liston closing up to Bjorn Benches. Adam Baltudis has an issue coming out of the pits. Right towards the back, there's a battle. I think Steven's already come in for his second stop. Bjorn there, after having a couple issues this race. He's going in for his second stop. Steven Martinez stopped for 5.4. Eric Kulliga, 6.5, which has provided a little gap between them. Steven Martinez now 6 seconds down the road, making a huge difference during that pit stop as Kent Kruger comes in. Eric Foss is able to go another lap. So you see him come down the center S's there. Let's see how long Kent's going to stop. He's already up to 8 seconds, 9 seconds, 10 seconds. I mean, we have 2 minutes left in the race, Kent. What are you doing? I mean, he's up to 20 seconds here, man. Get your ass back out on track. I thought you had all the fuel answers. We all thought you were gonna cheat. You're gonna be passed by Bjorn by the end of this pit stop. And God bless. Oh my God, did he get a speeding pit penalty? Oh my God, that would be so disappointing. I know he got one earlier in the year. Oh, I think he did. That's so upsetting because I think he really has a 6.1 pit stop after all the calculations. He finds himself with a pit penalty. How frustrating. Drops himself down to 8th position. Wow. Eric Foss. Can he make it one more lap? He can win the race if he make it one more. Oh no, he has to come in just for a splash. Here's Corey Mitchell rounding the final turn. He's gonna get the lead back. There you also see Aaron Corey, who's oh, what happened? Has he really been there for 21 minutes? I feel like he was just out on track. What's going on there? There's Corey Mitchell retaking the lead. Eric Foss. Oh, did he also get a speeding penalty? Carlos Lopez is now in 2nd place. He's gonna. Ty Johnson's back up to 3rd. This is so frustrating. I can't believe this has happened to both him and Ken Kruger. As he gets a splash of fuel, he really just needs to get fumes of fuel. there's Eric Kulica getting by him as well as he's right down to Ken Kruger behind him. Oh, how upsetting. There's your race leader and winner this evening, as long as he makes this one, which he does. He's going around the track. He's gonna take it home. He's speeding in the pit lanes. He definitely practiced those this evening. Carlos Lopez is gonna come around in second. There's Corey Mitchell crossing the line. Excuse me, folks, because we had a little battle for fifth right at the death as Eric Foss putting Eric Kulica under all sorts of pressure. Carlos Lopez crosses the line for second place. Here comes Ty Johnson for third. And Eric's making a move on the inside of Eric. Both Erics, sorry. Eric Foss getting past Eric Kulica on the inside, making that happen for third, just ahead of them, Stephen Martinez. And Ty Johnson coming across for fourth and third. Eric Foss is only good enough for fifth position this evening. Eric Kulica crosses the line just for sixth there. Ken Kruger, unfortunately, has to settle for seventh. Adam Baltudis also at Raggedy first pit stop. Something happened, and he finds himself in eighth after being in the front three train for almost the entire race. Stephen Liston across the line for ninth. And Bjorn is going to run out of fuel on track. And Aaron Corey has left. But so there you are. Here are your race winners this evening. Getting their trophy pictures taken there. Oh, and they're off. Goodness gracious. Kent comes through. I told you he was frustrated. Apex this. Kent Kruger breathes apex this. So bringing him up there, we got Corey Mitchell in first position, Carlos Lopez in second. Really taking Corey for a ride. We got Ty Johnson in third, Stephen Martinez in fourth, Eric Foss has to settle for fifth, Eric Kulica is in sixth, Ken Kruger settles for seventh, Adam Baltudis is in eighth place, Stephen Liston in ninth, and Bjorn Bench is in 10th. I think they're trying to give Bjorn a lift around the final straight so he may finish and limp across the line, as good sportsmen do. Anyways, as a matter of housekeeping, make sure you hit that thumbs down button. Please do not subscribe. Make sure you hit that bell an even number of times. Next week, I don't even know where we're going next week, but Wednesdays again with the caddies. Make sure you join us. Oh, God bless. God, he's not gonna finish this race. He's not gonna make it. Turtle. Thanks for joining us. We'll see you next week.